Earlier this year, Takara Tomy debuted the Beyblade X Expand line, releasing first with 3 CX Expand blades, Bahamut Blitz, Ragnar Rage, and Night Fortress, and then more recently with the UX and BX Expand releases of Bullet Griffin and Drawn Strike. If you've been following the manga and anime recently, you might have also seen that they've explicitly mentioned an Expand line version of the Hells line, but we haven't actually seen anything show up so far. However, just the other day, Takara Tomy trademarked the name Hells Nether, so more than likely, we're going to see whatever the Expand System Hells Bay is going to end up being sometime soon. But that asks the question, what is it going to look like? Will it be BX, UX, or CX? Well, I don't know the answer, and to be honest, nobody really does until Takara Tomy announces anything officially, but I've come up today with a concept for what I think a BX Expand Hells Nether could look like. Starting off with the main piece of the bay, we have the blade of Hells Nether. I believe it was Illinuk who talked originally about how Drawn Brave felt like an evolution of Drawn Sword, and then Drawn Strike felt like an evolution of Drawn Dagger. So I reckon that the Hells Expand Bay will follow a similar pattern. Hell's Reaper really did feel like an evolution for Hell's Scythe with the 4 blades, so Hell's Nether will probably most likely be an evolution for Hell's Chain more than anything else. I didn't want to directly take the chain motifs though, as I think they're quite unique to Hell's Chain, but I gave it a similar 5-bladed design. And I also took inspiration from the shape of Whale Wave to give it a bit more attack potential compared to the other Hells Bays. I think that would be interesting to see since Whale was pretty decent when it came out, and the added weight of the Expand line, around 41 grams, could definitely give it a boost in that regard. When it comes to the core of the bay, there's a BX Expand blade. It has the same metal prongs and core as Drawn Strike. I really wanted to make this bay a counterpart to Drawn Strike, which you'll also be able to see is shown in the parts, which I'll talk about in a minute. That same logic applies to the gear chip as well, as where Drawn Strike felt like a natural progression in how it looked from Drawn Dagger, Hell's Nether is also a progression from Hell's Chain, this time boasting the exact same X-shaped flame in its mouth that Drawn Strike has. I'm overall pretty pleased with how the blade shape came out, and I think I would put this around 41 grams in weight, so again, similar to Drawn Strike. Moving on to the other parts, like I already said, I wanted to make this bay mimic Drawn Strike, so the parts follow a similar convention. For the ratchet, I gave it 550, which is a new ratchet, so I think that is kind of exciting. Ignore that the render I made here is for 580, I honestly just didn't have the time to remodel it for such a small role in the video. I think that 5 blades, while they're not particularly good in general and competitive, do make a lot of sense here, not only because Hell's Chain already had them, but again it does have those 5 blades, so it lining up does make sense. And to be honest, I also just think it'd be nice to make sure that all side variants of ratchets have a 550 height variant. It's not the most exciting part though, so there's not really much more to say about it. The bit is also new, and you might have been able to guess it at this point, but it's free taper. Taper isn't the best bit, but I think similar to how Drawn Strike has free flat, it'd make the most sense for this bay to come with free taper. We also already have free ball from Silver Wolf, so it'd help wrap up the free variants of the first 4 bits, though I do suppose we will still need a free needle at some point, maybe another Night Expand Bay, I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think of this concept for Hell's Nether. It's been ages since I did something like this, and it was honestly pretty nice to get back into it. I know some people have suggested that the bay might actually be a UX Expand, since we already have a BX Expand in Drawn Strike and a CX Expand in Night Fortress on Team Persona, and honestly, I could definitely see that too, and I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be the case. I don't imagine it'll be too long either way to find out, and I'm excited to see it when we do. Hell's Bays have always been my favorites in Beyblade X. This has been Hertzburst. Let me know what concepts you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Hertzburst, signing off.